Okay, so we're gonna update because I found like a 20-minute downtime, like an hour downtime between when I had my stupid morning meeting and when I had to be in clinic for the morning. So I figured I'd give like a quick update because I never really summed up my OB rotation. So that's what we'll do. So this is my OB Never Say Never video because they say this all the time, but I never listen to them. And when it comes to residency, when it comes to deciding what field you want to go into, people always say don't knock it until you rotate through it, or don't say no until you've done hands-on in the clinic, or don't decide you want something because you might find out you hate it. And never do anything for the money, because those people are by statistically the most miserable out of anything unless you love what you do. So pretty much with my OB rotation, if you would have told me day one of medical school, leading up to day one of my, even on the first day of my OB rotation, if you would have told me that I was gonna wind up enjoying OB or considering it as a career path, I would have told you no. I would have been like, you're lying. I had no interest in it. I hated screaming babies. I hate pregnant women. Whatever else. I thought it was just babies and STDs, and that's kind of all you had to deal with. But that is the farthest from the accurate description of what it was, and the farthest from how intense and exciting and variable that the rotation was. And I ended up loving it, and I ended up now kind of pretty much want to be an OB-GYN. So that's the life plan I'm gonna start embarking on from this point forward. I loved it. I loved being in the clinic, doing prenatal checkups on people. Menopausal women coming in, with all these problems that they're experiencing because their hormones are off, and working on a hormone therapy regimen for them. People trying to get pregnant who couldn't. People who didn't try and get pregnant who did. And it was just, you never knew it was going to walk through your door. And that's what I need. I hate repetition, and I hate being caught in a routine. So it was really great between office days, and we did an outpatient surgery day where we did a bunch of lasers, ablations on cancerous lesions, where we would do D&Cs, and then we had a surgery day where we would do hysterectomies. We put tubes in, we did C-sections, and it was every day was different. There was never a day that I dreaded waking up or going to work. And you can make it as busy as you want, you can make it as laid back as you want, and then again, you're on call all the time, so there's that factor that's always going to get thrown into it. So I loved it. I was not bored for more than 5 minutes. I was never bored, really, except for a couple times. But you're gonna have that. But it was the best. It was the coolest rotation I've had to date. I don't know. My internal rotations were great, but this OB, I didn't realize how much OB-GYNs got to do in terms of procedure work, in terms of outpatient surgery, inpatient surgery, delivery, vaginal birth, C-section, fertility. I don't know. I can't even describe it to you. And it was the coolest thing in the world. And now it's pretty much top of my list of career paths that I want to go into. So I'm going to try and start making that happen. I'm going to do another OB rotation in March or April or something like that, to really solidify to see if this is what I want. Because in my rotation, I didn't see a natural delivery because we're in a very small hospital, and I never had to do a pelvic exam or do a yearly checkup on somebody. So those are the two things that I would just have to try and get my hands on and see if they're what I want to do. Because other than that, it was pretty solid, and I loved it. So never rule something out until you absolutely are 100% sure, and you've rotated through it, and you determine this is not for you. Which is the case with me in pediatrics, which I'm on right now, which I'll talk about later, along with a zillion other things that I have planned. But so that was that. OB-GYN was awesome. It was fast paced, it was working all the time, and I absolutely adored it. So don't knock a specialty before you give it a shot, because you never actually know where you're going to wind up or what's going to be fun. And for me, that was OB-GYN, and I loved it, and I'm really happy. So that was good. Pediatrics is a different story, but whatever. So also, last time I uploaded a video, I had somebody request, how does the financial situation work in medicine, in medical school? So I'll touch on that briefly. It's really no different than in undergrad, except, I don't know. So what you do is you get your school sets apart a budget. They know the cost of living for the area. They know your cost of textbooks, fees, and what you're going to need for the course of the year. So your school sits down with its financial aid department. They come up with a number, and they say, in 12 months, in one school year, this is how much money you're going to, approximately the average student is going to spend. And they take into things like tuition, books, fees, rent, transportation, everything. And so they spit you out a number, and that is the amount that you are eligible to take out from government. And so then you do your FAFSA and you get all your student loans in order, and you decide how much of that you want to accept. And so what I did with my parents is we sat down for an afternoon and we came up with a budget of like, how much approximately do you think I'm going to spend per week in all of these areas like food, dining, gas, all that other stuff. And so then I came up with a number that I thought was reasonable. And I compared it to what the school said, and then you just take that amount of money out. And your school will approve you at some point through the government to officially take it out. And then within like and then ours was 2 weeks after the start of school, you get your refund check. And so then, so the government sends your school the amount of money that you've requested to take out, but like half of it, because they divide it into the spring and fall semesters. And then their school takes their tuition, fees, and everything out of that, and then they give you a check for the remaining balance, which you put in your checking account. And that should see you through 5 or 6 months at a time, if you budget correctly. And so that's what I did. And then you just put in your banking account. I use my debit card for everything. I track my spending online, and that's how I managed to stay like on track in terms of my budget. So it's pretty straightforward. It's pretty laid back. You can apply for outside scholarships if you want, and then what they do with that is they just take the they'll just like whatever you're eligible for and whatever scholarship you bring to the table, they just subtract the scholarship from what you take out from the government, and that's pretty much how that works. It was really, really simple. I got one for about $5,000, I think, from an outside a little like medical community thing from back home. And so, other than that, you just stay on track and you just keep track of it and you'll be fine. Your school does it, at least my school did. Your school should do a pretty good job of getting you the money you need. But also sit down and really think about what you're going to spend. For me, I knew that, I'm a single guy. I have no, I don't have a dog. I don't have kids. I don't have a spouse. I don't have anything going on. So I didn't have to worry about any of that. My car is really good on gas. I don't have like a big 4x4 or a Jeep or anything like that. I got this stupid little car. And so you just kind of figure it out. If you don't need the whole thing, you don't have to take it out, which is the best part about it. And you can always request money later, which I kind of ran into a little bit at, towards the tail end of second year. I was like, I'm running out. And again, like I didn't take out the full amount, but I ended up not needing it, which was great. So in a nutshell, it's pretty basic. Your school gives you cash. It's basically fake cash. So the government gives you the money to sit in your bank account and you spend it accordingly. So that's all I got. I'm trying to wrap it up in like super quick because I normally talk for too long. But so that's that. If you have any questions or anything, shoot it in the comments below. Shoot me a message, a personal message. If you wanted more, daily, up to date, you're always welcome to follow me on Twitter, Instagram. Both of those I put in the description box at Michael J. Albring. For spelling, you can look below. And we'll go from there. Shoot me a question. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll talk about pediatrics and a couple other irritating topics soon to come. But next up is I'm going to go to Syracuse upstate, for addiction rehab. And so I'm really excited, to deal with detox patients. So that'll be fun to update too. All right. Talk to you later.